They say money can buy anything, but there is a sound it cannot purchase, the sound of a child calling for their mother. Richard Carter learned this truth inside a mansion, so large it echoed, yet so quiet it felt empty. From the hills of Austin, Texas, his home looked powerful, untouchable. Inside, it was a place where hope slowly learned how to disappear. 2 years earlier, Richard's twin sons were born into silence. Their bodies were paralyzed. Their voices never came. From the very first day, doctors spoke carefully, avoiding words like never, but never truly offering when. Richard spent millions trying to change fate. Specialists flew in from across the country. Machines surrounded the cribs. Charts filled walls. But the twins remained still, their eyes open, their world locked behind quiet. Every night, Richard listened to the soft beeping of machines instead of lullabies. Every morning, he woke to the same fear, that this would be their life forever. His wife tried to stay strong, whispering prayers and touching their tiny hands. But even her hope grew tired. Love was present, but it felt helpless. Richard began to feel like a failure in a way no business loss had ever made him feel. He could buy buildings. He could move markets. But he could not make his sons speak. Standing by the window each morning, coffee untouched, he wondered what kind of father could conquer the world and still lose at home. Then Cynthia arrived. She didn't come with confidence or credentials. She came quietly, a humble black maid hired to help with cleaning and basic care. No one expected anything extraordinary from her. But the moment she entered the nursery, something softened. She knelt beside the twins, not standing over them like patients, but lowering herself as if they were equals. Cynthia spoke to them, not the way doctors spoke, clinically, cautiously, but the way someone speaks when they believe they're being heard. She told them about the morning sun. She described colors. She sang songs without caring if anyone was listening. She talked to them like their voices were only resting, not gone. She never rushed them, never treated silence as failure. When she held their hands, she held them like they mattered, like they understood, like they were still fully here. Days turned into weeks. Nurses began noticing things they couldn't explain. A finger tightening, eyes following Cynthia's movement, small reactions that weren't supposed to happen. Doctors observed but didn't comment. Richard watched from the hallway, afraid to hope, afraid to be heard again. Still, Cynthia never stopped. She spoke faith into silence. She sang love into stillness. She showed them patience in a house that had forgotten what patience looked like. Then came one ordinary morning, the kind no one remembers until everything changes. The sun slipped gently through the nursery window. Cynthia adjusted the blankets and leaned close, smiling softly. Richard stood nearby, tired, guarded, expecting nothing. Cynthia whispered the same word she had whispered hundreds of times before. And then, a sound broke through. Small, fragile, real. Mommy. The room stopped breathing. Richard felt his chest tighten as tears he didn't know he was holding back finally escaped. His knees weakened. His wife rushed in, hands shaking, heart racing. Doctors stared in disbelief, years of certainty shattered by one quiet word. Cynthia closed her eyes and cried, not loudly, not dramatically, but with gratitude so deep it hurt. The silence was gone. From that moment on, everything changed. The twins slowly found more sounds, more connection. Laughter returned to rooms that had only no machines. Richard stopped trying to control outcomes and learned how to sit on the floor, how to wait, how to listen. He finally understood something no amount of money had ever taught him. That love is not loud, but it is powerful. Richard later built a foundation to help families like his, one that valued human connection as much as medicine. But he never forgot where the miracle truly began. Not in a lab, not in a machine, but in a voice that refused to give up. And every morning after that, the mansion woke up to something priceless. Not silence, but sound. Did this story remind you of someone you love? Do you believe love can reach places medicine cannot? Which moment hit you the hardest, and why? Who do you think was the real miracle in this story? Make sure to subscribe, like, and comment. I'm reading all.